Hi dear students. We came across different types of repair mechanisms which the bacteria as well as the eukaryotic cell can come across. But irrespective of all these damage mechanisms as well as the repair mechanisms which microbial as well as eukaryotic cells have, there are certain responses which arises in bacteria at a condition where extreme or lethal damage can happen. And today we are going to learn about that, the SOS response. So let's go into the details of that. We all know that when a UV strikes a microorganism, what happens? The microbe gets exposed to UV light and double-stranded breaks can happen, or sometimes thymine dimer formation. The most frequent occurrence is a formation of thymine dimers. And the organism overcomes this situation with the help of photolysis system, as we had mentioned earlier. In the case of bacteria, they have got a photolysis system. That is, when UV light gets exposed, they get some thymine dimers, which on the action of visible light, these dimers get repaired by the photolysis enzymes. And as we all know, this is a system which has been found in the case of bacteria, but we eukaryotes, especially the placental mammals, do not have such a system, referred to as a photoreactivation system. Now come to a situation at which a bacteria is being exposed to high level of UV rays. That is, it is not able to withstand a high dose of UV rays, and the repair mechanism of photoreactivation is not able to repair the damage which has been caused by such a by the photolysis system is not able to repair the damage caused by the UV rays. In such a situation, a bacteria will send something. Now you can look into this. What could it be? This picture itself is giving an indication. A ship is sinking and it sends a message over here. Okay, what is that? Quite aware of it. That is referred to as a SOS message, or save our ship or save our souls message, which we abbreviate as, or the SOS response when a ship sinks. Similarly, the bacteria itself will produce a SOS message, that is a final message, something which will help it to overcome, or telling its own cells do some action because we are not able to overcome the damage which has been caused by these excess UV light. Such a message or such a system which has been used for the DNA repair is referred to as the SOS repair system. And when the SOS repair system acts, what happens? Of course, repair of the damages could happen, but they would be highly error prone. And ultimately, when the SOS response is also not been working properly, and if the damage is not was not able to be repaired even by the SOS repair, what happens? Ultimately, the cell damage would happen and the bacteria dies. So it is a response. SOS response is a response between the before the apoptosis of the bacterial cell. It is a response, is a saving response, so that the bacteria can induce certain enzymes or which will help in its repair. Now this is usually a bypass strategy. Now when you normally have a response, a DNA repair response, it happens at a normal pathway. But if you want to reach a destination at a faster rate, you might use a bypass. So the same way here, the processes of repair is almost similar, but the thing is that you have some different agents also. I will explain about that. But to occur or to initiate the SOS response at a very faster rate, The bacteria uses a bypass here, and this SOS response is a bypass strategy for DNA repair, which has been used as a last resort when other repair mechanisms will not be able to act at a very faster rate. So we will go into the details of this in the coming session. So let's talk about SOS response. Despite having multiple repair systems, sometimes the damage to an organism's DNA is so great that the normal repair mechanisms cannot repair all the damage. As a result, DNA synthesis stops completely. And in such situation, a global control network called the SOS response is activated. And in this response, around 40 genes are activated when a transcriptional repressor called the LEX-A is destroyed. LEX-A negatively controls these genes, and once it is destroyed, they are transcribed and the SOS response ensures. Now you might have a doubt, what is this LEX-A and what is it has to do with the SOS response. Let's look into the picture. In a case of a normal DNA, we have a box called the SOS. Okay, that is a SOS box. And this SOS box is usually being repressed by the action of some proteins called the LEX-A proteins. And when the LEX-A proteins are being bound to the SOS box, these genes will not be expressed, and the SOS response, or the genes responsible for the SOS response, will be switched off. But when extensive damage results in a body, okay, you remember about the REC-A protein. The REC-A protein, which is mainly responsible for the nucleotide excision repair, they get activated. And this REC-A photolysis LEX-A protein. So LEX-A repressor, which was repressing the SOS box, gets digested completely. And as a result, what happens? The SOS genes will get expressed to repair the damaged DNA. That is, the SOS switch becomes on. So the activation as well as the inactivation of the SOS box mainly depends upon the presence of LEX-A as well as REC-A proteins. If LEX-A is being found in an active form, it will repress the SOS box, and if REC-A comes, it will lyse the LEX-A and it would trigger the SOS response. Hope so this is clear to you. We'll just continue with the next session.